that Uhuru will add Azimio weight, as in weight ya nini kura mob?
I think so, because for you to win presidency in Kenya, you require 50% plus one vote. One vote is very essential. Thank you.
And you?
Ati Uhuru will add weight. Which weight? Of feathers? Ama nini? Ama gani hiyo? Because I fail to understand, like...
Of votes.
Of votes. Yeah. Uhuru is one vote, not votes.
Votes.
And for Raila to win, of which it's something that is almost imaginable. It cannot happen. We are just imagining. You see, people are just living in an imaginary world. Like, okay, Raila will one day, but not this time. See, one day, maybe the 6th time, but see. So we believe that no, it can't.
It can't. Okay, and what about you?
Uhuru adding weight to the AZIMIO team.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about that because I know we are winning these elections. So we don't want to be concerned with what is happening in other camps. Here we value the people of Kenya and we want to give them the very best. Yeah. Okay,
and William Ruto has this bottom-up approach to help the citizens. What's your view on that?
First of all of these people have attended economic classes. Bottom-up is not economic model. Those are things that those are imaginary issues in the field of economics that people are trying to talk about. Towards the beginning of his campaign, William Ruto used to tell us that he's supporting the bottom-up economy basically because Joe Biden is equally using it in USA. If you look at the latest report being given by the 78th Treasury Minister in the United States of America, Janet Yellen rebranded that economic model. I think something modern economics, I'm not sure the last term, is something modern economics. Because they came to notice that those issues are not practical. Are you seeing? For example, for me today to talk about bottom-up, I must talk about on how to fund those people, which they're not addressing. You know, I cannot just wake up one day and say, we are talking about bottom-up. There are very fundamental issues to any. If you look at the cardinal theories, you look at the Keynesian theories, Max Weber about the capitalism and what, those things, they don't conform to any. We are talking about Kibaki was doing well during his government. But Kibaki was doing well while using trickle-down effect with Raila Amolo Odinga as the PM. Kenya was doing better. And the guy is talking, the deputy president is coming public and telling us that the bottom-up model is the only way that Kenyans can go, that other economic models have not been successful, which is a lie. We had the trickle-down effect has been working. Like, for example, we are a capitalist state. So you must tell me that if a capitalist state, where everyone creates its own wealth, you know, they talk about people becoming wealthy. If today, for example, I leave school and go and start my businesses, and those businesses, the person that they're talking about, the deputy president, I've never been an employee in all his life, but he purports to be a billionaire. But I've never been an employee in all his life, but he purports to be a billionaire. So all those issues that we are talking about, the bottom-up, is not even a model. What I talked about, the old axiom in politics, people will elect you courtesy of what you say. Ruto is just out and is the best student of the old axiom of politics. Let me lie to them with the following words. It seems appealing because the deceitful individual, everyone knows about that. I talked about Stadia 9 of them was not delivered. So when I'm talking about this one, it's just a deceitful individual who is coming to Kenyans to lie that all these issues can be done in a better way. We are going to do the bottom-up economy. But you have not come publicly and told us that what are some of the components of the bottom-up. If you talk about any economic model, economy is being run by, first of all, farms, households, and the government. Those are the three main participants in any economy. So you have not talked about how bottom-up is going to affect those middle class. Those Moamboga that you talked about, you have not gone to them. That's why I told you when Raila was releasing manifesto, we saw people of Kenya talking about what they wanted to be done. But you cannot come to people of Kenya and tell them, I want to do for you this. Article 1.1 of the Kenyan Constitution talks about the sovereignty belongs to the people of Kenya. The sovereign power and the sovereignty belongs to the people of Kenya and shall only be exercised in accordance with this constitution. So Kenyans are the sovereign beings. Go to them, ask about them. What do you guys want me to do? Before I formulate my manifesto. That's exactly. Raila had, I think, 15 region walk when he was engaging people about AZIMIO. We had the mass community talking about their lands, talking about their cows, how to protect them. We had the agricultural societies, people from Western talking about Miwa, people from Nyanza talking about blue economy, people from the coast talking about ports and everything, land issues, historical details about it. So when Raila was now talking about these things, these were the aspirations of the people as articulated in Article 1. And once we delegate this duty to them, Article 1 2 talks about now, this power may be exercised directly or indirectly. All of us cannot be in State House. So if even we are talking about bottom up, you need to tell me office. They are saying Mamboga, all of you, Ntawapeleka. Are you saying? We need to talk about practicality of these issues. So if you are talking about the bottom up, where are they going to be? But Raila is talking about, let's create wealth, trickle it down. We are talking about 6,000. Are you seeing? Like once we have created the wealth for the country, we have now our own GDP growing. We can now give out this money. But you are talking about people, I'll do this, I'll be giving you a loan of this. But you have not set up the banks, you have not set up anything, financial institutions in place. The rates are so high. Talk about how am I going to reduce the rates so that Mama Mboga can get a loan at a cheaper price. Don't come and tell me I'm going to give you loan. I'm a scholar. I cannot accept that. That we are hustlers? We are not. We are strugglers. So I think there's a bigger perspective about bottom up. And in my view, bottom up, I don't support. I don't support.
Okay, not about
Okay, this guy has just criticized it. And we allow, criticism is part of life. But you see, for the bottom-up economic model, the reason why the deputy president went ahead and settled on it that it's the best to revive our economy, it's because there was a series of economical meetings. We meet the people from different regions. Like if you can analyze on daily, you can see our deputy president meeting businessmen, people from different regions. People that from Mount Kenya, they want to go and talk about how the tea, all those cash crops, how is it happening, what they need to be done, and what should be done, You see, like bottom up, when this guy was talking about, our president talked, and this guy also mentioned about TVETs. These TVETs are tertiary institutions. They are tertiary institutions that gives people skills. And skills as an individual, you are given a skill so that you can implement it. Mama Mboga, not that when our president is talking about I'll give, it's not that you can give everybody. People belongs to a circle. These Mama Mboga wako na kitu naitwa merry-go-round. They have their silo. There are some circles where they go and borrow loans, where they go and facilitate their businesses. They increase their business volume. You see, that's how you lift someone, a small farm that grows into a medium and to be a large farm. It's not that Safaricom, as how big it is, it never started how the way it's big. It started from a small thing, a small farm, until now it's a big farm. That's how, when you want to lift the economy, you have to lift these people from down here. And these people from down here doesn't mean that it's a group of people. It's everybody that, not that the president can come and get access to every individual. The president cannot talk to the 50 million Kenyans individually. But when these people have a structure where they can go, like, you know, when in a circle, when 100 people agrees to form a circle or a group, these people can go and ask for money from the government. With this money, the government, when government provides you loan, it provides you at a lower interest rate. You see, that's the government. But when you acquire it from a private sector, the interest rate might be higher. But from the government provides you with this, and then you go and do it with our businesses. You facilitate what you need. Like when in my village, you'll see there's like 9 women group, but they're doing well. The boda riders, they're having their own groups. Where when an individual finishes school, he can attend a driving school so that he can learn how to drive a boda, so that we can maintain to the ethics of the NTSA, the roads, so that we get to do away the accidents. The guy gets loan from the circle and joins a group of boda. This guy will earn a living. And when an individual earns a living, he pays tax to the country. And when a tax is paid, the GDP and the GNP grows. That's how the economy grows. The country will have a lot of revenue collected from taxes. When, like, you see, like roughly, you'll find that most of learned fellows, they are unemployed because there's nowhere they can get this thing to facilitate what they have, their skills. There are engineers out here. But these engineers, the mechanical, they don't know where to go. You see? Because these farms are not expanded. You see, when you lift someone from down and you get to the middle, it means the size of the middle has been expanded. As the chain move up, the hierarchy moves up, you get to expand the hierarchy slowly by slowly. That's why we move from down. We need to uplift, because it's down here where we have a lot of Kenyans. It's just an average, but the high we have too small. There are few individuals, but down here is where we have the Kenyans that they give the essential part of this country. They facilitate what the country needs. So whenever I see a lot of criticism about bottom up, I wonder, with people who have attended economics class, like, what are you saying? This is what Kenyans need. You see, you cannot tell me that a government, if you don't empower an individual who grows vegetables at small scale, there's no single day this guy or this mama will find it to grow move from 0.5 acres to 1 acre. Because the only thing he knows, he grows this thing for commercial purposes. Niuze ile kidogo nipate pesa yale. But when you empower him, that he produces him and gives it to a company, that this company export it, and the money is a chain. You see, there's economical value of money. The money, that when you produce something, you should have the value. As you increase your production, you should also increase your income. Not that every day we Kenyans, we believe that what you have, we live that from mouth to mouth. That okay, you get your today, you live, and that's what you have for the day. You should think that you should be growing. Your business should be grow, and your business will expand daily, according to the customer expectation. And for you to, if you go to town, you'll find the small business enterprises, small. But you can find 10 are offering the same thing. But when you see these people can form a group, and they form a company, that these people, they enter in a partnership or they become a franchise, these people will have high or huge economical value. That's where we know that this thing, that it should empower the people down here, people in those villages, not people in CBD, not people within towns. It should empower from people from villages to people in sub-county, in counties, up to the national government. Okay? So that's why I find that bottom-up is nice for the people.
What he's talking about is captured in RAILA's manifesto. RAILA talked about one county, one product. If you're talking about people from every part of the county, we are going to do manufacturing, each county to do production. Did you hear what Kitui was doing the other day? Kitui were producing masks. That was production. We can only do that now. Textile industry be placed in Kitui. Are you seeing? Nairobi County can maybe do best in another product. We go to Kisumu, we can now have a plant there manufacturing fish. Are you seeing? So what they're talking about is not necessarily a bottom-up question. It's a matter of policy. Don't mix the two. When we are talking about economy, there are policies. When Kibaki was being hailed from his performance, Kibaki was hailed from his performance because he was respecting institutions. We have these institutions that have done the research. People like Kwame Owino, these economists in the country who are practicing, have done all these necessary. Reports are there. Just go towards those reports. Why do you want to change? When changes come, they take some time. So we may waste all 5 years looking on how to implement this bottom-up economic model, which is non-existent. You have talked so well about them, but now which country practices it? In Africa, talk about in the world. And those countries that practice it, are they developing country? Are you seeing? So this question that when you talk about economy, it needs a sober and clear mind. It doesn't need speculations. Because, for example, I've asked you guys, if you talk about Mama Mboga, how are you going to talk about Mama Mboga that I'll do something to Mama Mboga? When RAILA is talking about now production, we are now having Mama Mboga, we now do this thing in large scale. We talk about incentives. Agricultural incentive to these people. I talked here about cotton, all these other things. Like the government incentive, you have not addressed anything to deal with tax. One of the issues that is affecting this country is about the tax laws that we have. And that's why sometimes I say Kenya is not politically stable for business. You only become politically stable, and he knows this, and they know all of them, when the tax that you have can take some duration. For example, today, I can come in Kenya and start investment. Then tax laws are changed within 2 weeks. All my investment will have not prospered. Are you seeing? When you also talk about developing economy, is talked well about the government side of it. But economy is not developed by the government side of it alone. We are having the private sectors. What are you giving them to invest? Those are the issues that we need to talk about. You don't need to come here and look a flowery language without any defense. Oh, Mama Mboga, moving from 0.5 acres to this word. Those are good. Those are language. Those are vocabulary that they're adapting. But they have not come down to break down their manifesto. All that issue that they talk about bottom up into practical sections. RAILA talked about every department. Mama Mboga, Boda is what they talk about. We appreciate they are working so hard to make ends meet. We need to support them. What are we going to do in the agricultural sectors? Are you seeing? What are we going to do in other? They are so much concerned about macroeconomics. But they are tending to forget about something called now microeconomics, departmentals. What is happening in the health? How can you make these people that RAILA talked about stills and everything? Why do you import some things to make beds in hospitals? Are you seeing? When RAILA was launching manifesto, the people from Juakali industry say that now the level that they are in, they can even make some things. They were even hired with China. Those are the revolution that we want in our country. We don't want people talking about things that are not researched about. People talking about things in rallies. For heaven's sake, Kenya is past that. These guys need to go to the drawing board and tell Kenyans fundamental things, practical things that are attainable. But don't come here and tell us, use flowery language, oh, manifesto, oh, this and this and this. Those one Alwale will say that are used when you are lying to a lady. We give them those credits. Alwale will say that. That's James Chano ukitaka kumwoa mdanganye hivi. So those are their people saying those things in public. So they are also lying.
You're telling
us.
Kenyans the truth.
I think Kenyans have a clear mind, and Kenya is a visionary state. That once we give Kenyans very good governance, I said here and I'm still repeating, Kenya can come to second world country, Kenya can go to first world country. It's possible. But it's possible with empowering this institution. I've talked about different departments. People from ICT the other day talked about how they want ICT to be in the next 2 years. We are moving about digital economy. People are doing digital marketing. You are only talking about Mama Mboga every day because you know Mama Mbogas are many. Talk about how you are going to create employment opportunity. These people are not born to be Mama Mboga. These are graduates. The border are graduates. Talk about manufacturing. An engineer should go to a company where production is taking place.
So what's your solution?
Let me finish.
Okay, I want to ask
Let me
you.
finish. No. Let
I'm
me
also
finish.
part of this debate.
No,
You are giving these people too much time, and I'm also part of this debate. You are giving these people
Let
too
me
much
finish.
time.
What your
Let me
suggestion?
just finish.
Okay,
Let
before
me
you
just finish.
continue,
Let me just finish.
Please,
Yes.
as you will be answering, please suggest.
What I was saying, that even these Mambogas, this border, these people are graduates, is pursuing actuarial. The other day we saw in our streets, someone with first class honors washing a car in the streets. Those are people that they call hustlers.
No,
Instead of talking about policies that can ensure that we have employment in our country.
But the guy is my friend. He distanced himself from doing such things. The guy told me that, JMO, I was not doing that thing. And I was like, my
Are you
friend.
seeing the rate of lie?
No. The guy
Are you seeing the rate of lie?
And I
And
can
this thing
even
is going to
after the show, I'll call him in your presence and you'll talk to him.
No problem.
Yeah.
These are the deceitful that we talk about. These things are going to be in record, and your son one day will see the way you are lying to Kenyans. So be keen when you are talking about these things. Internet never lie. One day it will be downloaded and it will be circulated that this is how your dad was lying
Okay.
at some times back. So be keen when you are talking about these issues.
talking
Be
about-
factual.
Let me also say something. You cannot be lying to Kenyans and we are here. You cannot be lying to Kenyans and we are here. In this country, we have social classes. We cannot dispute that. And we have those who are living better life. We have the middle class and we have the low class. And they form the majority of people in this country. They live below the poverty line.
$2.9.
And they're the most people that the leaders should consider in this country. But in order to do that, we must increase their productivity. We must provide opportunities for them. I think we should come out from this retrogressive kind of thinking whereby we want to wait for the big boys to make money so that they can trickle it down to the Mama Mbogas and other people down here. we can't be thinking in that line. We have to provide opportunities, and we have to give favorable conditions for the SMEs and the people with these small businesses to thrive in this economy. The people that are telling us that we need good governance in this country, they have been in government ever since. What have they done?
Just
What have they done?
Boycotting, saying no.
They are saying this country
rioting.
needs good governance. What have they done?
Governance.
Can I respond?
We can't allow us to think in a way that we really need other people to come and liberate us from the situation that we are enmeshed in. We need to stop thinking that somebody somewhere will come and save us. These people, we are tired of them. We need fresh blood in this country. We need fresh blood in this country.
Let me ask you, let me say something. Raila is contesting for presidency. And Raila has never been a president.
And we'll
He has talked about, those are now bitter lines talking. I'm not going to respond to lieutenants. I'm going to talk about issues now. So, number one, Raila is running for presidency. And if you're running for presidency, he has not been in presidency before. So what we need to say, even if he's talking about new blood, Raila is a new blood in presidency. Raila have never been a president. Raila was a prime minister for the last 5 years when they were with Kibaki. During that government, was the performance okay? That's one of the governments that are being hailed everywhere, internationally. Those were the days that Kenyans were doing well.
Why are you taking credit for it if he was not?
That's what I was saying. I'm saying he was the deputy.
That was Kibaki's tenure. Why are you taking credit
I'm
for
taking
it
credit
if he was not the
because
president?
in the Grand Coalition government, we had the prime minister and the president. The president was in charge of the government, but the functionalities of the ministries is under the PM, prime minister.
We don't dispute that.
So if ministries were doing okay, means Raila have the best supervision powers. When Ruto stole maize, what happened? In agricultural ministry, he was fired. There's a man, he's talking about zero tolerance to corruption. We have seen that one when he was a PM. When Raila was talking about Mao, Raila addressed the Mao issue and said that there will be no cutting of trees from Mao so that we reserve our environment. Those days, what were people talking about? People like Ruto, these are a fight against a tribe. All those nonsense were being told. So I'm talking about someone who believes in something. All these roads that people are talking about, when Raila was Minister of Road, they are being drawn. Are we seeing? We are talking about debt management all this time when Raila was the PM. Like, the better decisions of management of ministries was being lied to Raila Amolo Odinga. That's why when he said that people like Ruto were having a mess in the government, he said, I cannot tolerate this one. This one cannot be done under my watch. What do I do? This guy to be fired. He made a proposal.
Huh? He was hired again by the
He was
president.
hired by the president.
So
That's
it
what I'm
means the
talking
guy was, my
Just-
friend,
just
stop
listen,
lying to
just
us.
listen,
bwana. Acha
just
kudanganya
listen.
bwana.
Why was he hired back? Raila never had the president is the only appointee and nominee. Maybe he doesn't know that.
I know.
So Raila can make recommendations as the PM. His recommendations were not honored by the president because president by law remains to be appointee and nominee, overseers. So Raila said, mwizi amepita hapa. It was the work of the Kenyans to jua mwizi ni nani. But now we are talking about people that once Raila appointed mwizi ako hapa and went ahead and said, this is the thief. They are bringing the thief after 10 years and now telling us the thief is the best man. The thief is the pope of sanity. The thief can do better. The thief can revive economy. Yet even stole a ministry. So sad of our story.